Hello everyone and welcome back. It's been a little while since I've done a Master Duel deck profile, but today I'm here with a really cool and fun deck. This isn't the most competitive deck by far. This is not that competitive. However, in the lower ranks, it's a very fun deck. It's very enjoyable in gold and platinum, and it's really fun. It's really cool, and the deck, of course, is the Allure Queens. This deck got some really great legacy support. Like, it got 4 cards, and they're all absolutely phenomenal cards in all aspects. Like, everything they do, they have multiple effects, and everything they do is just really, really good and cool for the deck. It adds so many layers to the deck. However, all the legacy stuff, which is just 3, 5, and 7, are really bad. And then there's like 2 other cards. There's like I think it's a Queen's Bodyguard or something like that. I think we can probably go to related cards on this. Yeah, Queen's Bodyguard, absolutely horrible. This is just level stuff. Yeah, this card's like really bad, and like I said, the other ones are, and these main deck monsters are just like really, they're clunky and bricky, but the deck has like a built-in way to go around that, which is really cool. So let's get into the numbers we have right now. So we're playing 3 Valor. Valor is really cool because it's a spellcaster if you need to normal summon, because this deck is like it's all this Allure Queen stuff and then some spellcaster generic stuff to help out. And Effect Valor is really cool on both of those fronts. And we play Witch because we can summon Witch and then we can link it off and then search for Valor. You could, of course, play Maxi and search for that. Like I said, this is just a for fun deck. I'm not about to search Maxi against someone's like gold 2 blue eyes white dragon dark magician deck. Like, I'm not about to do that. Like, that's a bit outrageous. Like, if you wanted to try and test this in like a higher rank, definitely do that. I just can't see myself enjoying that. So we play 3 Valor. As all around, it's just a really good card for the deck. It's a light monster which comes up for our Chaos Allure Queen, and of course it's a hand trap. We play 2 Magician Souls, 1, 2, 3. It doesn't really matter. I find it's an easily cuttable card. You just want to see it with like certain things. You can bring it out with like other stuff. It can bring itself out by foolishing 7 or the Chaos Allure Queen. So it's a free summon. You can throw away like Magician's Restage or like extra spell cards, Metal Foes Fusion, and then get some draws. Blackout Laughs, get some draws to hopefully draw into your combo pieces, and it's just a really neat card for helping out in those scenarios. But most times it's really just like a free summon and then like maybe 1 draw. We play 3 Allure Queens, which is necessary for the engine. So Soft One's return, target a 3 Allure your opponent controls, equips to this card. Each Allure Queen can only have like 1 equip on it, which is fine. 3 Allure is a very weird number because like you're just excluding 4s on like this monster for no reason whatsoever. If you could just normal summon this and like equip a level 4, like it'd be really good, but it's not that big of a deal, and we get through it. And then during your standby phase, if it has an equip and if it lives to your standby phase, with an equip, you send it to the grave and summon a 5. And we'll get to 5 as we get down here. We 3 Ash, of course, and then we play like a small spellcaster little pile as well. And this is a performance engine and a witch. The witch we'll get more into later, but it's basically just an easy to summon spellcaster, and it searches for something, which really helps out for extending or adding a hand trap. Even though you can't activate its effects, obviously like Valor, you can only use it on your opponent's turn, so it doesn't really matter. But you can also add Hat Trigger, and Hat Trigger is an inherent summon, it's not an effect, so it works out perfectly fine. Damage Juggler and Trick Clown are of course effects, so if you add those two, it's best not to add those two because you can't take advantage of their effects. So Damage Juggler, he's a really cool guy. You can banish it from the graveyard and add any performage. You can add Hat Trigger if you just want to special it, or you can add Trick Clown. And Trick Clown's a really cool guy. So the deck has a lot of discarding involved, and being able to discard being able to discard something, and it having like an additional value, like an element of value in the graveyard. So in this case, Trick Clown summons itself. Damage Juggler can add something, and then we play other stuff that do other things in the graveyard as well. It helps get some advantage, so you're not going in a weird neg. You're plussing off of these supposed drawbacks. And we come to our first slight issue with the deck, is that we have to play 5, and I've found that you kind of have to play multiples. You have to play 2 5s. The 3 is not that bad, because at the worst case scenario you can summon it and then try and go off from there. 5 on the other hand, you can't normal summon 5, of course. 7, same thing, and they have an even weirder effect. So a 5 can equip 5 level 5 or lower monsters your opponent controls, and same thing, minimum 1, standby phase, rank up. However, you can only activate this if it was summoned by the effect of Allure Queen level 3. So because of that stipulation, you can't just tribute summon and just take anything, or to anything 5 or lower. And then with 7, it's the exact same thing, but any monster, not just 7 or lower, any monster. So it's really cool. She doesn't have any restrictions whatsoever, other than she has to be summoned by the effect of Allure Queen level 5. And if she would get destroyed by battle, you can destroy the equip instead. So she, instead of the rank up, she just has a little bit of protection. Never really comes up, because all the Allure Queens are tiny. 500, 1,000, 15. They're absolutely tiny. But 7's an end board piece, and we'll get into how that is later. Chaos Allure Queen. This is the first of the new support cards we're going to be reading, and this is an absolute banger of a card. So when it's in your hand, you can discard a light or dark monster, special summon this. Everything up here other than Ash and Damage Juggler, no, Hat Trigger. Everything up here is lights and darks, so basically always live. But you really want to discard one of the Allure Queens, because an ignition effect, you can target one monster in your graveyard, in either graveyard, and equip it to this card as an equip spell, and it becomes that card's name until the end of the turn. And if it's light or dark, you can summon any Allure Queen from your deck or grave. And this is another cool thing. There's a lot of floating from the deck and grave, so it's not just having to draw into them, or if you draw into them, they're just completely dead, which is cool. But yeah, so you get to, so basically, not only does off of a discard special, you get to bring something out from the deck. If you discard 3 and you equip 3 onto it, by its effect you can summon 5, and 5 is summoned by the effect of 3, because Chaos Allure Queen takes that card's name. Same thing with 7. If you equip 5, 7 can activate her effect. Really, really cool, absolutely great card. That does so much for the deck. It's absolutely phenomenal. It has a pretty simple summoning mechanic of discarding, and that discard sets it up. It's just really cool. And even if you don't want to use their effect and it's whatever, you can equip a problem card from your opponent's graveyard. And if that problem card is a light or a dark, then you still get the free summon. It's really cool. Absolutely phenomenal card. Absolutely love it. Easily a 3 of in the deck. And you always want to see it. You always want to add it. You play 1 Metal Foes Fusion, because like I said, there's a lot of discards. And being able to discard, shuffle its back, draw another card for hopefully another good discard. Even if you just draw into another, the same thing. Sometimes you shuffle back the Metal Foes Fusion, draw it again. It doesn't matter. You just have a discard anyway, and you just shuffle it back next turn, whatever. So, Metal Foes Fusion, really cool card, really neat. We play 2 talents. I play 2 talents and 2 thrust, because the deck puts monsters in your opponent's field. So if they ash you or something, then you can just put a monster, and then you can add thrust. You can add Metal Foes Fusion, or Black Goat, and If you can't get as far as summoning a monster, then you just set Black Goat. So I decided to go with 2 and 2, so you don't draw it that often. I have some replays of the deck. They're going to be a little different from the build because I was testing stuff out, but for the most part, it's pretty much the same. Thrust, like I just said, and then Allure Palace. This is another one of the new wave of support cards, and this one's got like quite a lot. Like this, you can see there's so much on this card. So every spellcaster gains 500 attack and defense. Great, beautiful. Just all spellcasters you have, they're just stronger, which beefs the little Allure Queens up. You can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, not discard, so that eliminates a lot of things. Add to your hand or special summon to your opponent's field an Allure Queen monster from the deck. Any Allure Queen, which is really cool. But this one's specifically from the deck, which is why like sometimes you have to put like multiples of these, because you have to like add them and make sure you get into them. So yeah. This is a thrice per turn effect, which is why it's so important that we have things that have extra value when sent to the grave or in the graveyard, right? Because you can discard Damage Juggler or send it to grave, whatever, you know what I mean. You can send Damage Juggler and then add Trick Clown, and then Trick Clown you can send that, and then summon or add whatever you need, and then summon back Trick Clown. And now you're like steamrolling a little bit. You're building up more and more resources and putting stuff on the board, and it doesn't end there. As great as that is, it doesn't end there. And most people don't read this. They'll like ash this, and you just do it. You just be like, all right, whatever. I'll discard 1 more card, and now my thrust is live, my talent is live. Now I can draw 2 for more discards, draw into more hand traps, whatever I need, more engine, more non-engine like disruptions. I can thrust into whatever additional things I need, right? So this card's as cool as it is, we're still not done. Allure Queen effect monsters you control. I don't know why it says effect monsters. I don't think there's any like other Allure Queens you control gain this effect. You can send this card equipped by a card by its own effect to the graveyard. Special summon a spellcaster with 15 or less attack from your hand or deck. And that is not a once per turn. So you can send the card, summon Allure Queen level 3 to your opponent's field, normal summon Allure Queen level 3, equip the opponent's controlled Allure Queen level 3, and then you can summon anything with 15 or less. You can summon out Magician's Souls, discard stuff to draw. You can summon Damage Juggler, and then you link it off, and you search for Trick Clown. You can summon out Witch of the Black Forest, link it off, add a Veiler, or Hat Trigger. You can go from 3 into 5. 5 is live. You go into 5 into 7. Take another opponent's monster. You can just keep going. Like this, it's not once per turn. And these and the old ones, the legacy ones, they're all soft once per turns. So you can get out some really crazy stuff, but I wanted to play the deck in the more pure focus with like generic spellcasters. So I opted not to go for like some of like the insane targets. Like you can summon Jowgen, you can go into White Forest, you can do all that kind of stuff. I'm personally not a fan, so I just stuck with like I stuck with this because it's like it feels funner and truer to the deck because you're not like focusing on another archetype. And this can add or summon, so you can send and you can add a Chaos Allure Queen. You can even add 3. Sometimes you need to add 5 or 7, or sometimes you need to add 5 to get it into rotation. So that can get a little weird, but like it's flexible, and that's what's really cool about it. Next we play 1 Magician's Right Hand. Everything is a spellcaster, so just negating like a spell for free is like pretty cool. Most people just like I said, this is fun at low ranks, so people like don't read this and they just play into it. And even if they don't play into it, like by accident, they'll play into it like on purpose. So they have to like, they have to waste a spell card to get rid of this. And on the alternative, we play the trap one, and the trap one, like a couple years ago, like 2 years ago, the spell one would have been the better one. They're both not that good, but the spell would have been the better one because, you know, spell cards are just stronger. But recently, the trap card is better because, you know, obviously Imperm's been around for like billions of years, but the Dominus cards, Impulse and Purge, and Dominator's coming out soon. So you're gonna run into more and more trap cards on your turn. So just starting with just Magician's Left Hand, and then normal summoning one of these, like summoning any spellcaster, turns off their Dominus cards or Imperm, which is like absolutely like phenomenal. Like I've had people play into this, like both of these. They're very, very good. And we played 2 Magician's Restage. This is a really cool card I've never heard of until I was like reading cards for this deck. You can target 1 3 or lower spellcaster in your graveyard, special summon it. Completely free. This effect can only be used once while this card's face up. So this is it's like a soft hard ones per turn. Because if you draw multiple, you can do both of them, but you can only do it once, of course, which is like free because everything like obviously Allure Queen level 3 is a level 3, so you can bring back 3 and then have like an extra material, and then it has another cool effect if you don't even want to do that. If this card is sent to the graveyard from anywhere, you can add 1 Magician continuous spell from your deck to your hand, except Restage. So you can add right hand, and if you see both, you can add left hand. If you hard start one of these and then you draw into one or whatever, you can send it and add another one, and now you have like an extra layer of disruption because of these, and because of how, like they're searchable through these. So this is like, it's like an extender that also gets you disruption. It's a really, really cool card, really, really good, and it works with souls as well, which it works phenomenally with souls because you can summon souls, link it off for like Anima or Artemis, and then bring it back, and then send it off of souls to draw a card, and then add one of these too. It's an absolutely great combo. And then next we play 3 Allure Dance, which is one of the newer support cards, of course. When this card is activated, you can add 1 Allure Queen monster. So you can search for anything. There's never really a point to do that because it adds 1 Allure Palace. So we have this field spell, and we have a searcher for the field spell because the field spell is our main combo card. Unfortunately, there's no terraforming set rotation in Master Duel. It is what it is, but we have a built-in search for it. And this does more things on top of that. Each Allure Queen monster you control gains attack equal to the attack of the monster equipped to it by its effect. So you have this boosting it by 500, and you have this boosting it by the monster you took. So level 3 equipped with, like, let's say another Allure Queen by its own effect, it's going to be 1,000 because of this, and because of this it's going to be 15, which like doesn't sound like a lot, but then 5 is going to be like 25, and 7 is going to be 35, or even an even more insane number because this is just a much more broader like range. So they can get a bit beefy, which is really neat. And that's not all this card does. You can send 1 other spell trap you control to the graveyard. Special summon as many Allure Queen monsters with different names as possible from your graveyard. With different names, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the link monster counts. There's 5 targets. You can summon up to 5 monsters back. So for like a follow-up play, it's really good. But for an extra extender, it's also really good. And it helps you like add more to your field. You can summon like 3-4 monsters back, and then like do whatever you want with them because there's no locks in this deck either. So you can link them off into extra disruption. You can overlay them, whatever, because there's two level 7s that you can summon back. So this card is absolutely insane. And obviously you don't need to have, like, once you finish your combo, you don't need to have Allure Palace. So you can send the Allure Palace that you search off of this so that it's basically free, But then there's also like other cool targets, of course. There's the restage, there's the Metal Fusion, the Blackout Laughs. There's other cool targets that you can send off of it to still like garner some advantage. So this deck is this card's like very like it's better to see. It's better to start with Allure Dance than it is to start with Allure Palace, because it just adds more depth to your combo, to your hand. Too called by, because this this deck's it's not that resilient to hand traps. So you know it's nice to have called by, and obviously it plays into like every Charmy ever. So, and then one Black Goat Laughs, because it's just like a really good disruption card in the graveyard. Banish it, declare monster name. Neither player can summon it, except from the graveyard, I believe. Oh no, neither player can activate its effects. So you can just call it whatever. You obviously see what your opponent's playing, and you go, okay, Fiendsmith Engraver. Maybe not Engraver. Maybe like Requiem or something is important, so we'll call Requiem. And then and it's like, oh shit, now they can't do Fiendsmith combo. So, this is a very good card. It's a great discard. Like I said, I have replays. The replays don't have this card because I just thought of this card like a couple of minutes before I started recording this. So this card's not going to be present, but it definitely is like a perfect addition to the deck. Next, we'll get into the extra deck. I'm going to kind of speed through this because most of it's kind of like straightforward and simple. Chaos Angel. We have 3s and 7s. We technically have 5s as well, but 3's a dark and Chaos is a light. So you can make a Chaos Angel with both of its additional effects. Pretty simple. We have a small rank 7 package. The Big Eye is just a great rank 7. Draco Sack, it's easy disruption. Not disruption, it's easy removal. We just summon 2 tokens, pop. Next turn, pop. And then maybe even constantly pop. It's just like a decent card to have. Flare Metal, I just like having him. I've been a fan of Red Eyes for a very long time, so in my rank 7 decks I always play Flare Metal. He comes up occasionally. He's nice to have. We play Zeus because we can easily go into Zeus with these. Probably not Big Eye because Big Eye doesn't let you attack, but Flare Metal can be destroyed by card effect, so he's a good target for it. Typhon, like having him around. And then most of this is spellcasters, so we have Anima. Anima is the only thing we can go into Anima with is Souls and Valor, but it's a spellcaster, and it can, if you go second, it can help you funnily enough, it's another thing that can equip a monster, but you can't do anything with it with any of these effects, because they're all mentioned Allure Queen specifically. But it's funny that he kind of fits the motif in a very strange way. Artemis, absolutely phenomenal card. Any 4 lower spellcaster, which is everything down from here. So it comes up very often. It might even be worth playing a second one. But you don't really go into a grind game. You just summon your monsters are kind of big after taking monsters and clearing out your opponent's board by equipping them. So you don't really go into a grind game. You kind of just they either play through your board and you lose, or you they can't play through your board and you just destroy them. So it's the second one's never really come up, but I can completely understand playing a second one if you play the deck for an extraordinary long amount of time. No effect of this card is relevant in any way, shape, or form. It's literally just a very simple link monster for the deck, because you can just summon any of these and then link them off and get their graveyard effects, and then you have a body on the field, and you're getting other things, you're bringing things back with restage, you're summoning back Trick Clown, you're banishing Juggler to search. It just facilitates so much. Phoenix just for removal. Lina and Dark, because we have a bunch of lights and darks, so it's just an easy way to go into Little Knight, which is even better removal. We're not playing Celine, I believe her name is, the Link 3 that summons back a spellcaster. She's not useful in the deck at all. I crafted her for this deck, and then I played the deck, and I was like, wow, I've never gone to this card. It doesn't suit the deck in any way. whatsoever. But you know, dark and light, they all of these are like small monsters, so you can search for any of these. You can search for Veiler as well. You can search for Magician's Souls when this gets destroyed. You can add Witch. You can basically add everything here except for Hat Tricker, which is really cool. And Ash, of course, but you know, it's a fire monster. And then, yeah, Little Knights just, you know, banish. And then we have our last Allure Queen, which is a golden Allure Queen, which is a Link 3. It needs specifically 3 spellcasters, which when I saw that, I was like, how the hell are you summoning 3 spellcasters in Allure Queens? And it made sense after a while, after I built the deck, because I built it in ways to like flood the field to get as many spellcasters on the field as possible, while also building up advantage while doing so. So on Link Summon, you can special any Allure Queen from your deck or grave. If you do, this card gains 1500 attack until the end of the next turn. So she comes out, she's 25. You pop this effect, and she's 4000. If you have this on the field, she's 45, which is like pretty big, but this isn't an amazing effect yet. It's good. It's not amazing yet. You can activate the effects of your monsters with Allure Queen in their original names that equip monsters to themselves as quick effects. This makes all of these a quick effect. So during your opponent's turn, during your turn, anytime, you can equip a level 3 on your opponent's field to your monster. You can equip a 5 Allure to this. You can equip anything. You can equip anything from the graveyard. So you have Golden Allure Queen, and you want to try and get Allure Queen level 7 and Chaos Allure Queen to like basically, and sometimes 3 comes up sometimes in some matchups where they have like their starter is like level 3 Allure. You take their Poplar or whatever, and now they're in like a kind of like a weird spot. Or you take their Samsara Lotus, like whatever. You take these like small monsters, and they're like, oh man, like what, like why'd you do that? Like you're weird for that. 7, same thing, but on a broader sense. Like you can take like Link monsters and stuff like that. So you can wait for them to commit resources to something and then take it, and then you know, obviously anything with a graveyard effect, you can just snatch it up with Chaos. So that's not like, that's really good, but it's not enough on its own. But we have another little paragraph. So also once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can destroy 1 card on the field, non-target. Also, Allure Queen monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects this turn. So if you notice, this Golden Allure Queen, it has a soft once per turn and no other once per turns. Everything is always a quick effect. Every time you Link Summon this, you get to bring out another monster. And if you summon 2 in 1 turn, or 2, if you have 2 of them on the field, you can pop 2 cards your opponent controls, non-target, and protect your Allure Queens from being destroyed by card effects. So even if they just like start their turn and they just Raigeki you can just chain this, pop the Raigeki, everything is safe. You get to keep your board, all the Allure Queens, but you're only ending on Allure Queens, so for the most part, so it doesn't really matter. So all your Allure Queens are safe, and they keep the disruption. And like that, it's just an absolutely phenomenal card. And like you can end on 2 of them. You can end like because of Allure Dance. You can summon back 3 of these guys, 2 or 3 of them, and then summon this out, and then summon another one from deck to have as your disruption, or to build up to your disruption, and then pop another card. And like that's just like, it's a very, very well designed card. It's like everything about all these new support cards, they help the deck cohesively. Like it's like it's like waterproof. It's like airtight, vacuum sealed. It's done so well. And then we have 1 access code talker, because you can summon this, summon out any Allure Queen, and then link them both off for our access code, and then you can pop a couple of things, because we have a couple of different attributes. We have like Phoenix is a fire, we have lights and darks, golden is a dark. We mostly have darks. I think we have like 2 lights, but that's like enough variety. Being able to pop like 1 or 2 cards with no response is really good. So yeah, I have replays of the deck to show you how it works in action. I know there's like a lot of talking about how things go, so it might be like hard to follow that, but you know, I'm gonna have like a separate video for just the replays, and because I only have like 3 replays. They're not like insane, but like they're 3 replays that really show like aspects of the deck that in like different lights. Another thing I wanted to touch upon was with how important the Moon Maiden is. You could like a cool deck you could mix this with is Magistus, because these are 2 decks you never really see, and you only really see like a Magistus like little engine because of the Crowley being able to fuse into basically a negate. You can summon Artemis very easily, of course, and you can equip it easily as well, because you can link it off and then summon Chaos Allure Queen, and you can equip the Moon Maiden, and the Magistus Moon Maiden is now equipped, so you can apply its effect to add a Magistus monster, and you can go right into Crowley and then fuse the Crowley or whatever, and then like the Golden Allure Queen or whatever, because you can just bring it right back. So you can summon this Aurora. I believe this counts as it can be treated as a Magistus. So you can summon this guy as a negate. You could also add Spenta, and then you can say, because like once you add Crowley, you have to summon it, and it's on summon to fuse, because you might want to do other things or whatever. So you can actually add Spenta instead, and then Spenta has like a graveyard. You can discard it and then add Crowley, and later it has a graveyard effect too, so you can re-equip onto this, which is really cool, because it can re-equip something itself, but you can re-equip like the Moon Maiden, so it just has extra stuff going on, or like whatever. You could do that. I don't know how good that is. You could just run the Crowley just so you have 1 less brick, whatever. But it's worth mentioning because it's a really strong, very, very simple thing you can get into. You can even summon Endymion from the deck with Allure Palace, and like, you know, you can do the same thing. You can equip the Spenta, draw 1, put 1 back, whatever, destroy this, and then discard Spenta to add Crowley later on once you get the proper things going. So it's a really cool thing to mention, because it's very light. It's a very small thing you can add, and you can even go as far, because this is treated as Alistair the Invoker, and there's so many lights and darks. You can add Caliga, you can add Mechaba, you can add those guys. So yeah, I really wanted to touch on this because it's a really cool engine that you can. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, it's a really cool engine you can add. But like I said, this is the deck. This is the deck in its purest form that I could find, with some like generic spellcaster help. And yeah, I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys understood the explanations. And like I said, if not, there's gonna be like a tutorial for it. Not a tutorial, replays that help show you how the game plan is. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the deck. I hope you guys try out the deck. I know this is a very expensive looking deck. There's like a billion URs, especially the extra deck. And I think some of these are kind of reasonable. Like, you probably have Talents, Thrust, Veiler. You probably have Souls. You've probably got the Dark Magician structure deck. You probably played in other decks because it's just a really good card. You definitely have Typhons, Zeus, Chaos Angel. Like, the only URs you're probably going to have to craft are Golden Allure Queen. Like, everything else here you probably have for like other decks. So it looks like a very expensive deck, but like all the Allure Queens are like super low rarity, except for the Link monster. Like, you have to play 2. Like, you have to play 2. It's insane to not play 2. So yeah, yeah, give the deck a try, guys. I hope you guys like it. Yeah, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.